Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today I've got our KTM 390 Enduro R. And what we're doing is we're out here, as you can see, we're out in the middle of daggone nowhere. We're out on the South Carolina Adventure Route, aka the S.C.A.R. And what we're doing is we're taking the bike and we're kind of doing our first, this is really the first chance I've had to go off-road, quote unquote, off-road with the bike. Now again, this is nothing, this is nothing crazy, but it is a good little, it's a good little rough dirt road. There's some back roads in here and everything. So this is a really good representation to see kind of how the bike does and kind of give me a baseline of how the bike does off-road, at least until Entry opens back up, because it's been so wet, so they've been closed. So let's throw on our gloves, let's go for a ride, and we'll give you some off-road riding impressions. Again, off-road riding impressions. Let's go. All right, so we're on the bike now. Let's get some on-road, off-road, off-road riding. The bike is very stable on these type of roads here. This is it really likes this here. So you notice when you put it in off-road mode, it goes straight to the minimal screen display, which is pretty cool. Shows you only what you need. False neutral. All right, get a couple B-roll shots. Again, the throttle response in off-road mode is so much better. Scree. Now, do notice the fan basically runs the whole time. Yeah, so the fan basically runs the whole time. Now, it doesn't show you. It doesn't show you the coolant temp, which would probably be nice. Third gear seems very comfortable at these speeds. Yeah, this is 35. Again, I don't know these roads very well, so we're going to take it a little easy. Seems to handle the bumps pretty good. This is what this bike's made to do. Not that crap of riding down a damn road. This is what this bike's happy doing. Bombing down a dirt road that you don't know what's around the corner. Aha. Saw the shit out of the rear end. That rear end locks up very easy. some sense now. All right, back on the road. The off-road throttle response is so much better. These gloves suck, I can tell you that. But the off-road throttle response is so much better than, let's see if we can go back into street mode. Let's run the street, close the throttle. All right, we're back in street mode, and it's just like that. It's just like, I am dead. That throttle response is so much better in off-road mode. Holy moly. Feels like a completely different bike. Feeling hot, hot, hot. It's a warm day. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably still 90 degrees today, I think. It's just we got a cool front moving through. And that'll help out tremendously. But in the meantime, we're stuck with this oppressing heat. That's my best Savannah accent. Yeah, so no, I mean, like I said, for everything this bike doesn't do off on-road, it loves to do it off-road. So that rear end locked up awfully quick going around that one turn. I don't know if you can tell that. Probably couldn't see it, but my eyes got, oh shit. Again, I'm used to riding slower bikes. I'm not used to carrying speed through, you know, dirt roads, and that was a bit interesting. So now again, we're still in the, we got the suspension in the comfort setting, which is 18 clicks out on this side, 16 clicks out on this side, which is compression and then a rebound. So 18 clicks out from full closed. For reference, the sport setting is 7 clicks on both sides. So what we'll do is the next section of dirt we hit, now again, it's not going to be any off-road or whoops or anything like that, but we'll adjust the clickers to 7 to our sport setting, and let's see how that compares versus the comfort setting off-road. Now again, it was real bouncy, but you know, whatevs. But that was a lot of fun. And again, I haven't adjusted tire pressures or anything. That was a freshly graveled road, so you know, there was a lot of things. I'm supposed to turn right there. There was a lot of things that had going against it, but it was still a lot of fun. Let's turn around this here field. Let me get through that ditch right there. Right there. Let's turn around right there. Yeah. Ka-chonk, ka-chonk. Now this thing does not like off-road in street mode. It protests vehemently. See, look at that, It's just like, don't do it. It does not like. Hell, I thought there was something wrong with the bike, but seeing that it responds completely different in off-road mode. On-road mode is a dog. Woo-wee! Yeah, even the slightest, usually like our Tiger 660, you know, we don't have an off-road mode. It has street and it has rain. And we did a section of S.C.A.R, and you know, you can find that video. Go back, you know, a handful of videos, you can find that one. And even just in street mode, it still performed. It didn't necessarily like it, but it still performed just fine. It was only on the, you know, kind of the loosest stuff where the traction control would kick in so severe that it wouldn't let you do anything. This right here, the street mode, it will not do anything. I mean, I was I did that first ride, and I was just in some wet grass, and I was trying to take off, and it was just bucking and chucking, and it's like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do, but damn, you're making the bike unrideable. You're not being a nanny. You're being, you're closing the throttle where I can't do anything. And it wasn't even smooth. It was just like a chaka chaka chaka. Well, you saw that just how it did just now. And road mode does not play around at all. Good. I'm glad y'all saw that. Now again, well, no, that means that we're turning right here. All right, here we go. Got to get back to. Better go back to the dirt road mode. Because it will not operate at all. You got to close the throttle, which is fine. Gosh, off-road mode is so much different. Now, let's stop. Let's adjust our clickers. So what we're going to do, we're going to close them all the way. So we're going to go, just close them all the way. I'm not even counting. Closing all the way. Bam. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, same thing here. We're going to close it all the way. This is a good dirt road here. This is hunting road, I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 clicks, both directions. We're now in the sport mode. It's like putting your Crocs. It's like putting the little flap, the little thing back on your Crocs. We're in sport mode now. So let's see. Let's see if it feels any more, maybe not compliant, maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe responsive. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that feels a lot better. Again, I still don't know what's around these curves, so I'm not going. We'll take it easy around these curves because I don't know what's around the next corner. Yeah, I'm going to take it real easy around these. Shouldn't be anybody out here, but you never know. I just run it all to shit. I'm not going in there. Let's see if we can grab some. But look at this. I mean, so I think it's just as much a programming as anything else. Because, like I said, third gear chug in off-road mode is just fine. It does not mind a chug in off-road. I love the throttle responsiveness in off-road mode. Street mode, my God, that sucks. Everything about it sucks. So, let's see if we can grab us a little 360 footage. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. The Metzeler Karoo tires, they're doing just fine. No problems at all. Sport setting is definitely a lot firmer, but it responds a lot faster too. I'm trying to look around the damn pole. I don't anywhere else to put it. Oh yeah, it likes off-road mode. This bike loves off-road mode. This is a whole different bike. It just loves off-road mode. Oh shit, you gotta hold it there, Somebody's been through here recently. It's not gonna like these bumps. Nope, it's not gonna like those bumps. Alright, that might be enough 360 footage. Alright, some good little rocket downhill. Feeling's not great, but it's not terrible. Oh, it likes this. I like it a lot. Oh shit, it's a little too far. All right, guys, so now what we're going to do, let's get our Onyx back up and running, is we're going to, now we're in off-road mode, because we found out pretty quick that, no, off-road mode and on-road mode, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. You know, you would think the other way around, but the off-road is so much more responsive. It's so much more, it seems like there's so much more fueling there. Almost like the difference in a street mode and a rain mode on a typical bike. With the street mode, with the rain mode being the street mode on this one, and the street mode being off-road on this one. So the off-road setting, or you know, fuel map, traction control, rider mode, whatever you want to call it, it's just so much more responsive. You can lug it and it'll ride. You can do damn near anything. And it's just perfectly fine doing that. That is just incredible. I mean, that's a night and day difference between the two modes. That is incredible. Now, going back to street mode. Rider mode, off-road, street mode, close the throttle. We're back in just like that. I mean, just like that. That street mode is just, you know, I could ride 6th gear. I could ride 6th gear in off-road mode at 45 miles an hour, and it felt responsive. And the street mode is just dead. You had to drop down 2 gears almost to get the same level of responsiveness. That is incredible. I can tell you these mirrors are useless. At 50 miles an hour, you know, 4,500 RPMs, they're vibrating so bad I couldn't tell if there's somebody behind me or not. Turning right here. Wilkerson Road. Let my buddy Chipper Wilkerson. All right, let's go back to off-road mode. Close the throttle. And we're in. All right. So again, for cruising down the road, the comfort setting is the ticket. But as soon as you go, you know, even the slightest little bit off road, the sport setting is definitely where it's at. Now, if you haven't seen our, actually one of our first videos we did with this bike was the highway test. You know, I did a commuting test to see how the bike does on the highway. And what I found was that it was very, very unstable at interstate speeds, and it was kind of concerning. So I did my own separate video just doing the highway comparison. So you know, when we did the commuting test, when we did the commuting test, we did that on the standard setting, which is 10 clicks on the compression and rebound. So we did it again with the sport setting, which is what we have now, 7 clicks, compression, rebound on the front. Didn't mess with the back, just to keep everything the same. And what we found, and I see, look, 45. You know, I'm going 45 miles an hour down this dirt road in 5th gear, and this thing is just as happy as it can be. It's just as compliant. This is what this bike is made for right here. I'm gonna slow down over this hill because I can't see what's coming. So we did that ride. You know, we did it in the sport setting, and it was very twitchy. I mean, very twitchy in the sport setting. And then we went down to Porter Road, down to Rock Hill, and we turned around and we came back into the same thing with the comfort setting. Now, the comfort setting was a lot more compliant, and the bike seemed to really enjoy that. Now, was it still twitchy? Yes, it was. Was it as twitchy? No, it was not. So in a stock configuration, now again, tire pressures were all normal. Everything else. Now I did have. Now somebody mentioned in one of the comments was that, you know, they had a 690 Enduro, and anything that was attached would really mess up the aero, which is kind of an interesting thing. You think on a 390 Enduro, 320, 330 pound bike, that a little mount like this would mess it up, but that's according to them that it did. So I'm in talks. Look at all this grass on the road. I'm in talks with some folks down at Privateer Connection about looking at the suspension, about maybe having it revalved and everything. And then I've been putting in calls into turn around here, putting calls into Scott's damper, Rottweiler, about making a steering damper for this bike. And that's really the ultimate solution. And even for bombing down dirt roads like what we just doing 55 miles an hour down a dirt road, you really need a steering damper. It like I said, it doesn't solve anything, but what it does is it slows everything down. It adds, just like just like the shocks on your car or on the front forks, or the front forks or the rear shock. The damper just slows down the movements, and it's just going to help control that. And an Öhlins or a Scott's or whoever, you can dial in the amount of response and feedback that you want. Now they usually make them and they go right here. This one might be a little difficult with how that design is, but I don't know. It's where there's a will and where there's demand, there's a way. So I recommend everybody call or email Scott's and Rottweiler and Öhlins. Let them know that there's an interest. These 390 Enduros, and I'm sure the 390 Adventure R's are in the same boat. Maybe not as much, but that we want a steering damper designed for this bike, and if you build it, we will buy it. I swear, this off-road mode, even on road, this off-road mode is just fantastic. It is so responsive. It makes that street mode seem like a dog. That street mode is basically useless outside of dry asphalt. I mean, it really is. Outside of dry asphalt, it's useless. Now, let's see if can you turn on the ABS? Traction control. Okay, no. Display mode, no. Okay, so you can't turn on ABS. And so I imagine off-road mode, what you get is you get front ABS, but you do not get rear ABS. I mean, look, I'm in 6th gear here, 42 miles an hour, and it doesn't chug, it just pulls right out. That's what I want right there. That's what I was anticipating in getting this bike. Off-road mode is the tits. Man, okay, let's go back to street mode again. I mean, it's easy to change. I mean, once you figure out the maps, it's easy. Close the throttle. Look at that, just that feels like rain mode. That honestly feels like rain mode on any other bike. That is the most dull damn throttle I have ever felt. Now again, sport settings of the suspension here on hey Mr. Goat, the sport setting on the suspension, it definitely makes these back roads a little, you know, a little stiff. Now if you want to take them sporty, that's one thing. Oh yeah. The sport settings on the suspension with the off-road mode traction control makes for a very fun bike. And again, we're just bombing down these old country roads. That's what this bike's made for right here, not cruising the interstate. It'll do it, but this is what it likes. I can imagine how fun the S.C.A.R is on a road like this. This is a damn blast. Look at this, isn't this gorgeous? This is segment 4 of the South Carolina Adventure Route now. Oh. This is segment 4 of the S.C.A.R. S.C.A.R. Not the Lion Scar, the other Scar. Heck yeah, this is awesome. These Metzeler Karoo 4 tires, they're doing fantastic. You know, they're a little loud, but I mean, they get plenty of confidence on the road. Yee! We're bombing these things. This is great. This is fantastic. Now the rear, I didn't adjust the rear, and as you might have saw it there, I just about bottomed out the rear with that bump right there. So. There we go. Look at that. That was awesome. That's a fun little road. Now, again, I should have put it into back on the gravel. Uh-oh, back on the gravel. Let's just see. I want you to see exactly what street mode will do. Look at that. Look at it. It won't even run. It will not even run on gravel. Did you see that? Gosh almighty, that was crazy. I mean, that was ridiculous. It will not even run. That's amazing. And again, it's not even a smooth cut either. It's just like a abrupt cut, and you are done. That is amazing. That throttle is that. I mean, is that, or that street mode is that bad. As far as what it'll give you, that is amazing. Hello, gentlemen. Wow. I mean, street mode will do nothing. It will not even go. I mean, it literally will not even go off-road. You can't take a gravel road in street mode. Let's do that again. Let's see if we can change. This might be dangerous going down the road, shit. Let's go to street mode. And let's see if we can. Well, once you're moving, oh shit, look at that. Look at the helicopter. Hell yeah, look at that. Y'all see, I hope you saw that. Come back around. Always come back around. Strafe and run. Here he comes. Of course, I'm getting sprayed pesticides on me. Shit. Thank you. Look at that. Holy shit. That's pretty damn cool. Oh, I'm about to run off the damn road. All right, so once you're moving, street mode's not bad. It still sucks. I was wondering what that smell was. Oh. Well, there we go. A little bit of pesticide never hurt anybody, did it? Ugh. So sport mode is definitely more firm. Well, that was pretty cool. Wow, that was something else. Hey puppies, y'all don't look friendly. I love puppies, but y'all don't look like friendly puppies. Not out here. That was pretty cool. And look at, I mean, again, it's just so responsive in off-road mode. Gosh, this bike is so comfortable doing this right here. Eyes are closed. Hold your breath. This reminds me of being back in Alabama. Northwest Alabama is, you know, a lot of logging out there, and you know, you you better watch out around that curve because there might be a logging truck coming, and he's hard ass. And that one sure was. That one sure was. Holy moly! Now let's see if we can find us a spot. I tell you what, let's pull over here. Let's pull right over here. How about some shade? All right, guys. So that's going to wrap up our initial off-road test with the bike. Again, like I said, it's 90-something degrees, and we're on a bunch of gravel roads out in the middle of nowhere and outside of Sharon, South Carolina. You know, my wrap-up is, I guess, street mode is completely useless. Once you get moving off-road, street mode's okay, but actually trying to get started from a stop in gravel on street mode, it is impossible. The bike will not do it. So off-road is your best friend. The bike, it's almost two different bikes in on-road, off-road mode and street mode. On-road or street mode, we'll call it on-road, off-road. Street mode is just the throttle is so laggy. It sucks. It just plain sucks. As soon as you turn it to off-road mode, the throttle is incredibly responsive. The bike rides great. The suspension, the WP Apex forks, and the sport setting on the front. Again, I didn't play with the rear. That's what she said. The sport setting in the front made it very responsive. The Metzler Karoo 4 tires, I mean, just blasting through gravel, no problems at all. I cannot wait to get this thing down to Enery to see how it does. So again, like I said, our initial, you know, quote unquote off-road test was great. So guys, again, I love making these videos. Again, I'm out here 95 degrees, just you know, sitting in front of in a field. With gnats all around me talking to a camera. So I love making these videos. I love bringing this out there and getting some information out on a new bike like this. So if you see anything that you like, give me a thumbs up, comment on the video, and the ultimate compliment is to subscribe to the channel. We're doing, we got new stuff happening every day. Again, we got some really cool stuff coming that I just placed the order. I've been in contact with some folks, and I keep wiping my nose because there's damn gnats everywhere. We've got a lot of content coming out on this bike. There's a gnat in my eye. So again, thank you guys. God bless. Roll Tide. And remember, tomorrow needs you. Thanks, guys. Goddamn gnats.